What's up everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. Today, we'll be continuing the series into the Tournament of Power. In the last part, we saw it happen against Zamasu and Goku Black. By stealing Goku's body, Goku Black was able to harness the power of Wrathful Super Saiyan for himself. Combined with his own insane power and that of Rose, it was a pretty deadly combo. But thankfully, the group was able to pull ahead in the end. And we'll see how they've been developing since the last part. For this video, let's set a like goal of 3,500 likes. Once we hit that, I'll continue with another part of the series. Anyways, let's pick up from here. Well, actually before I start the scenario, I do want to mention something that I just realized while writing this. I'm not even sure how many people in the comments noticed, but I completely forgot to include future cargo in the last part, which is kind of it's a decently sized omission, but it wouldn't really affect the story that much. But I did want to mention it. Yeah, I did forget it. I'm not even going to lie and say I didn't. But when I eventually do edit the series into the full scenario, I'll tweak that part a little bit, and I'll obviously remove this little disclaimer. But I'm not going to forget about him in this part, not just future cargo, but also present cargo. Speaking of future cargo, he, Gohan, and Trunks are training together, working towards Super Saiyan 4 for the Saiyans. After what they saw last time, they really want to get stronger. They've known about this form for a while, but never were able to access it. But with their little training that they got from Goku and Vegeta last time, now they're more confident than ever and have more knowledge than ever. But it makes Cargo think, it would be nice if he had a form like that too, or just any transformation at all. He wonders if his past self has found out anything like that, which is something you should keep in mind. While they enjoy their relative peace in the future, it seems the past is something new to deal with. It's been about a year since then, and in terms of power, everyone has grown stronger, but they have a new challenge to face, the Tournament of Power. And this actually might be very good for them. Well, at least for Goku and Vegeta. Goku's very excited to test his new power, and while Vegeta does have the responsibility of having a new kid, Whis helps him out with that. So now he could join the tournament and show off his newfound strength. The two of them have a much better grasp on Wrathful God than they did before. During the Universe X tournament, they couldn't even use it for a split second. And against Goku Black, they barely were able to use it, but now they actually have a more full control on it. Of course, it still is very draining compared to their other forms, but still, the fact that they can use it for much longer is way better than before. Obviously, it's not like they're going to be 100% efficient with it right now. That remains to be seen. But it's not like they're the only ones getting stronger. Gohan's been working towards a new power as well, so have Piccolo and Cargo. But those powers will remain to be seen. In terms of a team for the Tournament of Power, well, it's pretty simple. Obviously, Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Cargo, and Piccolo are there. And even though it might be a little bit risky to include them on the team, Goten and Trunks might help due to their power. Piccolo and Cargo will keep them on their check after all. So as long as they don't screw anything up, it should be okay. And that leaves 3 more members, which is perfect because that means Krillin, Tenshinhan, and Roshi will join the team. And just like that, we have 10 people, meaning we're now ready to head to the tournament itself. And before the tournament begins, I want to give a little side note. A lot of you actually preferred if the Universe X Saiyans stayed tailless, essentially like they were normally. And even though the scenario is about Saiyans keeping their tails, it kinda does make sense because the Universe X Saiyans evolved to not have them, while the Universe 7 Saiyans in this scenario are just growing them back. So yeah, it's a pretty simple explanation, and it makes things easier for me, to be honest. Not like it would matter much anyways, because as you could probably tell, Universe 7 is way ahead of everyone else regardless. Tails or not, it's not like Universe 6 would pull ahead. And right off the bat, it's pretty apparent how far ahead Universe 7 is. Even with the weaker fighters like Krillin, Tenshinhan, and Roshi, they're not even having that much trouble. Mainly because their allies are so strong. For example, Krillin does eventually get knocked off first, but in the nick of time he's saved by Cargo, who stretches out one of his arms, grabbing him off stage. Wow, Piccolo should be doing this too. It's almost like this is something he should have done in the original story. You know, using his Namekian abilities to his advantage during the tournament. But at least he remembers here. This means Krillin and Tenshinhan are saved from their eliminations. Something similar happens with Roshi. Originally he forfeited because he lost too much stamina. But something changes here. Goku rushes over to help Roshi after he collapses, but Cargo does too. He says he has something he wants to test out first. His future self had the ability to heal people, due to him having fused with Dende, and while he's not fused with Dende here, he wonders if he can access that without actually fusing, and he's had this thought for a while. Of course, he can't do it as well as Dende, since that's an innate skill with him, versus Cargo trying to learn it on his own. However, the fact that he has it is pretty helpful, not to mention, in exchange for getting this technique, Dende wanted to learn a bit how to fight. So it's a win-win for both of them. Now he couldn't fully heal Roshi, but he did save Roshi from death, and Roshi still does forfeit from the tournament. But this surprises Goku and the others. Cargo being able to heal people will be very helpful, and he was a bit unsure if Zeno would be okay with this, but there's no items involved, so it's all good. They have a healer on their team and they didn't even realize. And even if it's not a full heal, so what? The fact that they have someone like that is very helpful. Especially considering what the next fight's about to be, Goku versus Jiren. Goku begins cycling through his forms, and nothing seems to work. Even when he gets up to Wrathful God, that seems to do the most, but even then, it doesn't really faze Jiren that much. So he breaks out a spirit bomb, asking the team for energy, and they gladly lend it to him except for Vegeta. And Jiren has a harder time pushing it back now. It's a spirit bomb from a stronger team being pushed by a stronger person, since Goku's using Wrathful God to push it back. But even so, it's not like this is going to be enough to overpower Jiren. Sure, it briefly does push him back a bit, but Jiren eventually shows off more and more power, being able to easily push the spirit bomb back. And pretty much like normal, Goku falls in, unlocking Ultra Instinct Omen. But something's different this time. Well, not entirely. The fact that he has a tail is actually really helpful with Ultra Instinct. Think about it, it's an extra limb to help him parry and counter with. Besides the fact that having the tail does make him stronger in general. Using UI Omen does get him a bit further than he originally did. However, he eventually does drop out of it. Somewhat injured and completely out of stamina too, but thankfully Cargo's there to help heal him. And this isn't like when Frieza lended energy to Goku, he's actually getting healed here. Now, Cargo can't restore his full power, although it does heal Goku's injuries, and it does give him a little bit of rejuvenation. He will still need to rest a bit, but this is huge. His energy's replenished a bit, and he got stronger due to being healed. The longer the tournament goes on, the more helpful this will become. Goku ends up facing the Saiyans from Universe 6, and it's a lot easier for him since he's actually healed, and although he would love to train them and see more of their power, he is eventually led to knock them out of the ring. Universe 7 continues gaining more and more ground, and eventually, some of the remaining Universe 11 fighters face off against Universe 7, specifically Dispo and Toppo teaming up against Gohan, Piccolo, and Cargo. They realize that Cargo should be a pretty big priority. I mean, he can't heal after all, and they gotta get rid of him before anyone else. But Universe 7 isn't gonna make it that easy for them. Piccolo and Cargo are working towards something new, but they're not able to show it off yet. It's still just in its beginning stages, but as for Gohan, he actually does have something up his sleeve that he's been hiding. He thought of it a while ago. If Wrathful is just Super Saiyan combined with Great Ape, can't he just combine Super Saiyan 2 with that as well? In principle, it seems pretty simple, but in practice, it's going to give him a huge boost in power. He goes into Wrathful Super Saiyan and begins powering up. Not much changes about the form itself. His hair gets a bit spikier, his eyes change color, and he gets electricity around him. But overall, it still looks pretty much similar to how regular Super Saiyan 4 looks. This is what he calls Wrathful Super Saiyan 2, or we could just call it Ascended Super Saiyan 4. Again, they don't actually know it's called Super Saiyan 4, but we do. This gives Gohan a huge advantage during the battle. Toppo and Dispo immediately notice his speed increase, especially Dispo. Besides Gohan getting stronger in terms of offense and defense, the speed is what really helps him. First, he aims to take out Dispo, who seems to be the most annoying threat. And it's pretty simple. Dispo didn't expect someone to outspeed him that easily, and Gohan uses Dispo's confusion as an opportunity, being able to knock him out of the ring. That leaves just Toppo versus the three of them. And with these three together, he's not that big of a deal either. If he transformed, it would have been a different story, but they don't even give him the opportunity. The raw technique and power of Cargo and Piccolo combined is insane. Add that with the huge power of Gohan and his techniques here, and you've got a pretty deadly combo. Goten and Trunks are about to join the fight, but it's too late already. Toppo's already knocked out of the ring. It's a good thing Goten and Trunks are still in though. They've been facing some of the weaker fighters, and they are having a lot of fun. But now they might be getting out of their league, unless they fuse. It has been a bit of time since they fused, and they realize that maybe if they go into Gotenks, they could probably try and pull off Super Saiyan 4 somehow. Gohan tells them they're not quite there yet, but if they keep working towards it, he could help them. But they'll have to worry about that after the tournament. Right now, their main threat seems to be Jiren, and Goku and Vegeta go up to face him once more. Thanks to having been healed by Cargo, Goku did see a nice increase in power, and Vegeta, well, he's Vegeta. He's obviously going to be strong regardless, and the two of them together is a nice combo. And it seems they are making some progress when fighting Jiren, but even so, they need more power. Goku's increase in strength wasn't enough. He needs to get Ultra Instinct again. That's what will really help him here. As they are right now, it'll be tough. Goku begins fighting more intensely, hoping he can push himself to Ultra Instinct somehow once more. He needs that catalyst again. He needs to be pushed to his limit. It would be great if this was something he could activate at will, but it's not yet. Whatever power that was even greater than Wrathful God. As Jiren shows off more and more power, Goku feels the power coursing within him, and eventually, it clicks. He calms his heart and mind, and he's able to dodge Jiren once more, then activating UI Omen again. The remaining fighters in other universes are defeated by the other fighters in Universe 7, and they recognize that Goku and Vegeta need their help, although Goku's new power is back, and Cargo takes note of this. He noticed how draining it was before, and he wants to try and help again. Even if he only can heal a little bit, he rushes over and tries to heal Goku again. Of course, Jiren's not going to let that happen a second time. He tries to take out Cargo, but Piccolo jumps in the way, defending his student and nearly getting knocked out in the process, but he does catch himself by extending an arm, something he should have done originally. Vegeta also helps distract Jiren, and Cargo's able to restore Goku a little bit. His healing is slow, and again, he can't do it fully. So in that brief moment, he wasn't able to fully restore Goku, but it's just enough to give him a power boost, and more stamina. Goku gets a second wind, joining Vegeta again. Jiren throws a punch at Goku, but he dodges. grabbing Jiren's arm with his tail, flipping Jiren over his head. Vegeta dashes behind Goku to hit Jiren with an attack, and the two work together for the first time in a while. The two Namekians and the other Saiyans from Universe 7 join in as well. And Jiren knows who his most important target is. It's Cargo. He can't let a healer stay on the team, so he puts all his focus on him first. Cargo's not necessarily too strong. He's powerful, but he's nothing in comparison to Jiren, so it's a pretty easy defeat. And with that, Universe 7 lost one of their most valuable fighters. They are pressuring Jiren more and more, but also, UI is also running out with a lack of stamina from Goku. But a flash of light then appears in the ring, as Jiren's then attacked by a bunch of ghosts that look like Gotenks. Wait, the kids fused? Piccolo told them he didn't want them to fuse. But they did it for a different reason. By fusing into Gotenks, they gained a ton of energy, and he's surprised to see they give all of their energy to Goku. It was a pretty smart and mature choice from them. Gohan joins in too, powering up to his max and lending all of his energy to Goku. Piccolo then joins in too. This not only helps restore Goku, but the energy that his allies lent him, it gives him even more power. Then one last supply of ki flies towards him. It's from Krillin. He's still barely in the ring, but this last bit of ki is what pushes Goku over the edge, causing him to reawaken into something else. Everyone put their hope and trust into him. Even Vegeta's helping him out by distracting Jiren at the moment. This power not only restores him, but motivates him. His eyes flash and his aura flares up, and Goku disappears. Suddenly Jiren's hit by a powerful kick to the face, and everyone looks on in awe. Goku has white hair. Ultra Instinct has improved once more. Jiren shows off his full power, but even with that, it's not enough. Goku is so much stronger in this scenario, especially with UI, and he has a lot more energy than he originally did. Plus, he has people helping alongside him, specifically Vegeta. The other fighters are there too, although most of their energy did go to Goku. It's a stronger Goku, with more energy, and Ultra Instinct, with an extra limb too. Even at his full power, Jiren can't hope to defeat him. As the two clash, the entire arena is destroyed more and more. But of course only one person can come out on top, and that person is Goku. With one massive Kamehameha, Jiren is blasted through the ring and into the void, with most of the ring being destroyed by this attack too. Goku lands back on the ground, still maintaining UI, and Universe 7 has claimed victory. As for an MVP, it would have been great to give it to Cargo, but since he was eliminated, he won't be getting it. But he did provide a huge help, and without him, they wouldn't have won. So of course the next best pick is Goku. And even though Goku didn't know what to wish for originally, I feel like he would have enough sense to wish all the universes back. Either so he could fight everyone again, or because it just seems like the right wish to make. He powers down back into base, surprised at what just happened. He never knew that power was within him, and that's what Whis wanted them to access all along. Of course, Vegeta is impressed, but he hides it. He's unsure if that's something he'll be able to obtain, but even if he can't, he has something else in mind. Piccolo congratulates all of his students, Gohan, Goten, Trunks, and Cargo. They all performed amazingly, and even though he wasn't the only one that taught the Saiyans, his teachings definitely did help. And as for Cargo, Piccolo could tell he taught him well. It's kind of a shame though. They are still working towards something else, but it seems a little bit too early to show it off now. Even if they were able to access it, it still wouldn't have been too helpful in this tournament. They've been trying to use godly power for themselves, and they're almost at the point where they could do it, but they're not quite there yet. And as for Goten and Trunks, they still want to get Super Saiyan 4 for themselves, specifically for Gotenks because that seems the most likely. But this is good. It sets goals for everyone in the group. Goku needs to work towards UI more and more. Vegeta needs to work towards whatever he wants. Piccolo and Cargo have their own forms to obtain. Gohan's going to continue down the path of improving Wrathful Super Saiyan, trying to perfect whatever power he has now. And as for Goten and Trunks, they want what everyone else has. But of course they're going to have to take it one step at a time. All the universes are restored, Zeno's happy, and Universe 7 is safe and victorious. Beerus breathed a sigh of relief. And with that, we'll leave off the story here for now. So, what did you guys think about this part? And what do you think will happen next time? Will everyone be able to obtain the new powers they're working towards? And what do you think Vegeta will be able to obtain? Leave any thoughts and suggestions in the comments below. I'll be sure to check them out and see what you guys think. As always, if you liked the video, be sure to drop a like. And let's try to hit that like goal from the beginning of the video so we can get another part into the series. If you haven't already, why not subscribe? As well as hitting the bell icon so you're notified about any future parts of this What If, or any other videos that I upload on my channel. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.